Hi everyone. I'm bringing everybody back to Geneva, to our little town that is actually very big internationally. I moved here 26 years ago, and as a student, and I grew up with a ethic that wherever we live, no matter where, we try to get involved with people locally, and we also try to give as much as we take, but it has to go back and forth. And so I used to sing, and I was invited to many concerts. And one of the concerts that I gave was on the ship called the Bateau Genève. And I think a lot of people might know the Bateau Genève. It's a ship that's right next to the jet d'eau, and it doesn't never really move, but it's not in concrete, okay? So it is actually floating. And this ship, 20 years ago, had a very, very bad image. And like all stereotypes, we try to break down walls, but it was very hard. So Geneva is complicated because we're a small town, but we have the left, the right, people fight over things, and the left wanted to preserve the ship because it was a place that they gave breakfasts 2 or 3 times a week to homeless people. But it was also a place where people went and used illegal drugs. It was also a place where a lot of people who sold illegal drugs went to sell their and do their commerce. And then it was in the place where a lot of people thought was Geneva, the proud Geneva, the beautiful Geneva, the Geneva that during the world conferences where everybody comes, we want to be proud, we want to be able to share this and show people. We want to show the beauty of Geneva. We don't want to show the people who are ill or who are left out of the society or who are homeless or who needed the drugs to stay sane or there. And so the challenge came to me, and they asked me whether I could do something, maybe create something. And there was nothing on this ship. There was basically no running water. There was definitely not a bar, nothing at all. And I decided to create a festival that I thought would bring people together. So the people who would do this festival and make it happen would be people who actually came to the ship, because this was their home. These people actually stayed on the ship almost all the time. And then those who wanted to come onto the ship because they wanted to show visitors or heads of state, or even just to have a little drink on the ship once in a while on their day off, well, they wanted to come too because they felt that it was a place that belonged also to them. So we had some maybe territorial issues in the beginning and all that. And at first it wasn't always easy, so we tried to install the festival with people who are actually not necessarily there, not necessarily conscious, and sometimes also people who were very angry and frustrated. And we had a particular person who was very, very touching, and he had a very big problem with a lot of things in his life, but he basically lived on the ship. And he wanted to help because he wanted to do something. At the same time, he was very violent, and he didn't know how to control himself. And then when the people, the public, the general public, started coming to the ship and started going on to the ship and starting having meals on the ship and eating and enjoying themselves, he saw a world that was so different. And he was able to let go of all the hate that maybe he had and the walls that he had built against also the people that had it all made, that had the beautiful life, that had the perfect society that they're from. And the people who actually, the public that came onto the ship and had all this idea that, oh God, these horrible people that have to use illegal drugs to do something and to be able to exist, I mean, why are they here? Actually saw human beings that came from all over the world, saw human beings that were local people who were always there, who maybe had some hard times and who maybe had different realities in their lives. And now it's been almost 19 years that all this has started, and it's been quite nice as a trip and also like an experience. And I think it was something so simple finally. So what did it take to start this? After years and years, this ship existed since the 1970s. After years and years of conflict, finally it took 2 people to try to build a board to make a refrigerator so that we can serve just a few drinks to different people. And that helped bring everyone together because culturally, physically, we just needed to maybe share like you said, share a a cola, just to share something as a symbol and to say, yes, we are all the same. You know, we all might have problems one day and we might not always deal with it the same way. And therefore, we have to stop this stereotype and building these images of what the other group is. And now the ship is a place that has a full buvette where people can go and have a drink. You will be served by people who actually may almost use the ship as their home. They're behind the bar, they might be cooking, they might be doing the cleaning, but it gave them an activity and they're proud of it. And they love this place as much as the public loves the place. And now as much as the left and the right side of Geneva also enjoy the place. So I just wanted to let you know that maybe finally these little gestures in life, it just took a board, a refrigerator from the Migros, and two people to set it up to start a big momentum. And I think every one of you here can do it too. So maybe just we should all go out and change something in a little way. And it will make, I think, this beginning of Peace Happens an everyday thing for everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you.